It all happened here, folks. A 50-year-old daredevil overcame all of our fear of heights for us. Now, back in the day when Karl walked across, this wasn't as developed as it is now. There are a few stores and restaurants and some campgrounds up along here. And in fact, the Tallulah Point Overlook store where we are right now has pretty much been built around Karl Wallenda in his famous walk across Tallulah Gorge back in 1970 for his 50th birthday. This Tallulah Point store has a lot of really cool things. It's got that vibe of country attraction gift shop to it. For your thimble collection and your shot glass collection. Lots of shot glasses. Of course, there's a lot of moonshine up here in North Georgia. Tammy adding to our fridge magnet collection.
And chapstick.
I'm telling you, folks, this is a cool little store. These are the kind of stores I would love to happen on with a variety of everything. Got the mountain bike going. It even smells like old country store. There's Karl. The patriarch of the Flying Wallendas, circus royalty. In 1970, he walked across the gorge at age 50. What a guy.
We farmed in Western Ohio and raised all of it. We might do some place down there.
You don't raise peanuts someday.
We spotted another squatch. I love any place with art. I like murals. I like what it says about the community that will allow them to be. I wonder if that's supposed to be Warrior Saltee and his Cherokee Juliet Nacoochee, who are rumored to have jumped from many high places in Georgia and Tennessee and probably the entire Southeast. They probably passed the tip bucket.
guy's so tired. It just looks like
So folks, that wraps up another Roadside America app adventure here in Tallulah Falls at the Tallulah Point Overlook. We're in the golden age of the 1970s daredevilry, in a time where Evel Knievel was jumping across canyons. Karl Wallenda was still doing it old school, stretching a wire across this gorge and walking from one end to another. We hope you enjoyed it. Until the next Roadside America app adventure, bye. And folks, we have driven around to the other side of the gorge, and here lies the remains of the tower to which Karl Wallenda's tightrope in 1970 was anchored. You can see that this is an impressive bit of metal. It is huge. Tammy elected not to come down here with me. It's a little bit treacherous, and there's a little bit of bending over, putting your hands on rocks to climb in order to get here. She's way too pretty for that, so she elected to stay up there. But you can see, hopefully with the trees giving it scale, just what an impressive piece of metal this is. And it would have to be, because you see what it was holding up for Karl to walk across. Now you see this is twisted fiber. This was suspended across the gorge. And you can imagine now, a few feet of it you could probably carry from your car into the house or out to the garage. But imagine enough of this to stretch across this canyon, and it starts getting heavy probably after 20, 30 feet. It's probably more than you can carry without at least a good wheelbarrow. But yes, this is the tower where Karl's tightrope was anchored. I'm trying mightily here, folks, to provide a little bit of scale with myself. It's hard to and hold the camera at the same time, but you see how much taller than I am, and this is the tower laying on its side. The rest of it laying back there in the woods to keep from hurting anybody. See here, these are the pylons. Of course, the tower now is laying on the ground, dismantled so that weather or time would not cause it to fall on its own on someone or destroy some of the vegetation on its way down. So it was removed from the pylons. You can see how thick the bolts securing this thing in place were. Again, a few feet of that metal high wire, and I think that's probably because why they call it a high wire instead of a tight rope, because it is twisted bands of wire designed not to fail over long distances. And there it is, folks. The twisted metal remnants and the pylon it was once attached to, or the pylons rather. Back in 1970, I was 8 years old when Karl walked across. And this is where he ended the walk. And this is probably where we'll end this segment too. And yes, folks, here is the photo op that Roadside America tells you about on their site and shows you on the app. You too can be Karl Wallenda and pretend to risk your life walking across Tallulah Gorge. Say hi, Karl.
Hi, Karl.